Okay. So you should be able to go live on your channel now. Let me just make sure we're actually live on my channel. We are actually live on my channel. Okay, so that was not a false alarm. That is a real thing.
All right, we're live on my channel. Okay, we good.
Okay. So one thing I want to talk about, because it's just been something that keeps coming up among Bengals fans lately. And so I want to emphasize, like, people keep getting really upset about our offensive line. And I think people are scarred, and they're traumatized by how bad our offensive line was for years. But guys, the offensive line was not the problem this year. The defense was the problem this year. The offensive line was fine. Like, I think it needs to be pointed out, I think, that the Bengals offensive line did have a rough stretch this year, but not really when Joe Burrow has been in there. Like, I mean, like the first couple of games, they struggled to kind of gel, but it really wasn't that bad. And I mean, people have been blaming the offensive line for Joe Burrow getting hurt. It has nothing to do with that. The offensive line's actually been the Bengals' offensive line's been one of the better units in the NFL, particularly at pass protection, since like week 13. So I don't know what team y'all are watching, or if you're just saying shit because you're used to that being the issue, and you just assume Joe Burrow got hurt because of the offensive line. But like, the offensive line is not the problem. Like, we got to stop worrying so much about the offensive line. I think that problem is largely under control at this point. Now we have a whole nother problem we have to deal with, and we saw some of the young guys starting to take some steps at the end of the season here. But I mean, the defense is the reason that we're out of the playoffs, guys. Like, I mean, I was saying, like, if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, we're probably fighting for the division. And that is probably true, but that's mostly probably true because how bad our division is this year. But like, I don't get it twisted. The biggest reason for why we're at where we're at is because of the defense just being garbage. Like, Joe Flacco would have saved our season if the defense wasn't so damn garbage.
Yeah, I mean, look, I say it all the time. If you want to beat the best of the teams, not only do you have to score against the best of the teams, but you also got to stop the best teams. Now, I'm not saying you got to shut everybody out. I'm not saying if you allow one first down, your defense is garbage. But I'm saying, like, allowing like 30 to 40 points every week is not a recipe for success. So
yes, but you also don't necessarily always need to beat the best teams. Sometimes you just got to beat the Jets.
But I thought the Jets were a playoff team.
Whatever you're smoking.
Oh, no. They beat y'all.
No, right. The New York Jets, not the, I don't know. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Are you thinking of the oh, never mind. Okay.
You're thinking of the Jets, not the Mets.
I was about to say that, like, are you thinking of the Mets?
No. Or the Knicks, or the other New York teams other than the football teams that are actually halfway decent.
Yes.
They're pretty decent, right? I don't really watch baseball, but
I mean, they've won like 20. I think they've won like 27.
I meant this year. Like,
they weren't they? Well, no, that was last year. Okay, you know what? Move on.
According to the MLB standings, the 2025 MLB regular season has concluded.
Good for them.
So, okay, so there's your answer. Did we already have the World Series? Did that already happen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Dodgers won. I remember that now. But the Yankees were in the playoffs. They made it to the. They got knocked out by the Blue Jays. But they won their first playoff game against the Red Sox.
Yep, they sure did.
Which is unfortunate because, but hey, the Reds made the playoffs, and that's phenomenal. Like, that's why I was thinking, like the Reds were part of what was like causing my delusional brain to think that the Bengals might have a shot at making the playoffs despite how bad the season went. Because the Reds season went about the same way, and they found a way to make the playoffs at the end. You know, I
I
mean,
don't
I'm not a
watch
baseball
baseball.
guy. I couldn't like walk you through what happened, but I do know that everybody was basically like, "God, this season sucks. It's going to be another bum season." And then suddenly it's like, "Oh, the Reds might make the playoffs." And it's like, "Wait, what? The who?"
I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, I don't really watch baseball either, but I live in a town that's baseball crazy, so everybody talks about baseball.
That's crazy.
Like Cincinnati's very much a baseball town, even though the Reds are just as bad as the Bengals, if not worse.
Crazy.
Stranger says, "Who Dey? Who Dey? Beat the
Who
Browns
that?
this week. We're
We're
gonna beat the
gonna lose
Browns
to Atlanta.
asses this week."
We're probably gonna lose to Atlanta, which I'm not happy about. But you know what? We gotta take one for the team.
That was not your that was not your perspective when I said like last week. You know what happens if you get swept by the Falcons?
Well, that's because I thought we were gonna have Chris Olave.
I thought you didn't like Chris Olave.
I used to not like Chris Olave, but now we're friends again. Because he remembered how to catch football.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get well, you know what? First, let's do your power rankings, then we'll do our predictions. Okay, so why don't you talk us through what you got here?
Yeah. So number 10.
Number 10, the former number 1 team on your power rankings.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I had like 6 different teams at number 1 in like the past set. Like
Indicating that your power rankings are unreliable.
I didn't tell those teams to screw up when they should have won. But hold up, stop and go deep with that team. That's blatant PI, but okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
just
gonna
told that to the Falcons, and then they didn't listen to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Phenomenally enough, they were playing the Los Angeles Rams, which I'm surprised you didn't out of spite take out of your power rankings.
So I was thinking about it, but I was like,
But the Falcons didn't falcon for once.
yeah. It's all right. But yeah, anyways, for power rankings, number 10, Chicago Bears, I didn't move them. I just thought their defense was like, I don't know, their offense is like top 5 worthy, but their defense is like bottom 5 worthy after that performance. The Dennis Allen led defense, by the way, gave up 42 points to the 49ers. It's like you couldn't have let the 49ers score 49 points on y'all. So it could be the 49ers score 49. It had to be 49ers score 42. Screw you, Chicago. But yeah, I mean, the Bears, they had a chance to win the game. And honestly, even if they won the game, I probably wouldn't even have moved them anyway. Like maybe they go to number 9, but they're just like, even if they would have won 44 to 42, that defense is keeping me like, I don't think the Bears can win the playoffs because of that defense. Unless, that's just like a one-time thing. But yeah, so you got anything to say about the Chicago Bears?
The Chicago Bears?
That's what I said.
Okay. No, I don't.
Okay. Well, number 9, we got the LA Chargers after their loss to the Texans. I didn't penalize them too hard because it was the Texans, who are a top 10 team according to yours truly, which still feels weird, to be honest with you. Like after they started 0-3, I thought they were donezo's, but But yeah, the Chargers, number 9. They're just like their defense in the first half was awful. And then Herbert threw an interception in the red zone to go to halftime. But then the Chargers picked it up, but they missed a field goal and they missed an extra point. They lost by 4 points. If they get the extra point in the field goal, it's a tie game. And maybe they still lose, but maybe they win after that. But so, yeah, Chargers, they just couldn't get the job done against the Texans. You got anything to say about them good old Charger boys?
Chargers suck.
They do suck a little bit, but to be fair, everybody
Herbert is overrated.
Your mom. Okay. Number 8.
Steal my jokes.
I can steal what I want to steal.
Okay.
But yeah, number 8, we got the Buffalo Billies. They just the Eagles completed 0 passes in that second half, and they still lost that game, bro. That's like, I understand the weather was what it was, but the Bills should be used to that weather. It was at their home stadium, and like if Josh Allen hit that throw, I think even he knows this. Like if you were to ask him today, he would probably say the same thing I'm about to say. If he hits that throw, they win. Not only do they win the game, but they have a chance to win their division. It's probably even if they won against the Eagles, probably take a miracle because the Patriots playing the Dolphins. But I mean, Miami, they upset Tampa. But I mean, are you really calling that upset in 2025? I don't know, to be honest with you.
I am.
Bills. Okay. Well, I mean, the Bills defense played great, but it was the Eagles offense. I can't believe the Eagles are, man. We'll talk about them later. Well, no, we're not because I don't even have them in my top 10. Suck it, Philly. But yeah, Bills number 8. Josh Allen just played he didn't play horrible on Sunday, but he also didn't play good, great, bad, or so. Yeah, how do you feel about Buffalo Bills and number 8?
I think they should be at number. Where did you put them earlier this season? Where they, it wasn't them. Somebody lost to the Falcons, and you put them at number 36 or something like that.
Oh, it was the Bills. I put them at number 37.
Oh yeah. So you should put them at 38.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Bills. I mean, the Eagles completed 0 passes on you on the second half, and y'all still fought. I mean, the Bills had plenty of chances in the red zone, but they just couldn't capitalize. They look like the Week 7 Saints. But yeah, number 7, we got the Houston Texans. Texans, after a statement victory, the Texans have won 8 games in a row, led by the number 1 defense, in my opinion, the number 1 defense in football. Will Anderson on one side, Daniil Hunter on the other, Derek Stingley in the secondary, along with Kamari Lassiter and Kalen Bullock. Man, that defense is scary. Texans
sure ain't the Colts.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, they did beat the Colts, so yeah. And they're playing the Colts again next week.
Also,
Philip Rivers
was making, but fair enough.
Yeah, well, Philip Rivers not even playing next week, so it's
yeah, I think he's done. Done.
Oh, yeah, he already announced his second retirement. So yeah, that's crazy.
Second retirement. What a sentence.
I mean, that is what he technically did. But yeah, Texans at number 7. CJ Stroud. He's been playing. Depends on what CJ Stroud you get. You either get rookie CJ Stroud or you get sophomore CJ Stroud, which equals to his 3rd season. So he flips a coin if he wants to be a good quarterback or not. If it's heads, he's good. If it's tails, he's bad. That's literally the CJ Stroud experience right now. But like I said, that defense is the reason that they're on this 8-game winning streak. I mean, the Texans are a team that I don't think anybody really wants to see in the playoffs right now. Because of that defense, man. That defense is scary. And the Texans, they can win a few playoff games if they can score at least 20 points, just to this defense. So, yeah, how do you feel about the Texans at 7?
I think they should be at 48.
Now you're just doing that just for no reason. Why?
I think they should be at 16 to 15.
That's not even a thing. Whatever. All right. Well, anyways, number 6, we got the Denver Broncos.
That's not how words work.
I don't care. I mean, the Broncos are the most confusing team I've ever seen. It's the fact that the Broncos, if they won on Sunday against the Chargers, which they might not even do, for real. I mean, they might not. I don't know. I don't know if Chargers are resting anybody. They might be playing for playoff seeding, so I don't know. They might play everybody. But the Broncos, they just got blown out by. Well, not. It wasn't really a blowout, but it wasn't a close loss either to the Jaguars. And then they come back and they squeak by the Chris Olajuwon-led Kansas City Chiefs. Not the Mahomes, not even the God of Minshew. But they squeaked by Chrissy Boy in a 2013 Charger. And I'm not going to lie, that game was entertaining for me. A lot of people were crapping on the Christmas games. I thought the Christmas games were kind of fun to watch, So I don't know where this hate the Commanders, Cowboys, Lions, Vikings, and Chiefs Broncos came from. I thought the games were kind of fun. But you know what? That's just me. I guess everybody else is not like me. But yeah, Broncos number 6. Thanks to Sean Payton. Because I said so. So how do you feel about the Broncos at 6?
I think the Broncos winning all the time makes no sense. And Sean Payton's overrated.
You shut your mouth. Number 5.
It was more of a shot at the Broncos than it was at Sean Payton, to be honest with you.
Okay. Number 5, we got the LA Rams. They get no sympathy. Let's just say that. Like Monday night
But
looked like the
but Mike,
weirdest.
but Mikey, did you not see how devastatingly bad that call was? I mean, like the Rams easily should have had like a pass interference, and like it's like when these kind of things happen, it just goes to show you that the state of NFL officiating is just it's at a point where I think we really need to like sit down and take a look at what we're doing. Like, I mean, at the very least, I think we should be reviewing a lot of these pass interference, especially the ones that are missed, because it happens way more often than you'd think. And I think we're just we're starting to slowly accept that this is reality. And I mean, it might slow the game down a little bit, but I think it's important to get the call right.
Did you watch the Tom Grossi video I was talking to you about?
I did, yeah. After you sent it to me.
Did you see that ending?
Yes, that. Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
That's my reaction. I don't care about that. Look, and this is even them playing against the fail cans. Bro, I literally couldn't even. Bro, you know how weird I was on Monday night? I was like, I mean, I'm glad the referee screwed the Rams, but it was against Atlanta. And my prophecy almost came true because I said, and you even can attest to this, I said when Atlanta was up 21-0, Rams are going to come back and win that game. And they were.
Then they didn't.
And yeah, until it didn't. So, it's Matthew Stafford. And also this, I have a bone to pick with Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Every single fracking time. I need the Rams to win the game. They want to play like the freaking 2017 Browns, but every time I want them to lose a game, they go out and win the freaking Super Bowl. It's like, why? Why?
Maybe they just don't like you.
I can obviously tell. Like in 2021, if they would have beat the 49ers, they would have been in the playoffs. Or no, we would have been in the playoffs. Well, them too, but we would have been in the playoffs. Then they blew a 17-0 lead for the first time in the Sean McVay era, and they lost that game. And yes, it was on purpose. Why? Because I said so. But yeah, Rams are number 5. Okay, going to number 4, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, as they are coming off of a pretty good stretch of football. They just played against the Indianapolis Colts in Phillip Rivers' last ever NFL game, maybe. Trevor Lawrence playing decently well. A lot of people have him in the MVP conversation. Not like Drake May and Matthew Stafford. Well, Stafford's not winning MVP after that bull crap on Monday night, but Jaguars. I mean, they're playing some good football. They're currently, if they beat the Titans on Sunday, which should be an easy task, but it is easier said than done. I think Jacksonville, they could do something in the playoffs. Brian Thomas Jr. just got to remember to catch balls, and then maybe they can win some games. So how do you feel about the Jaguars at 4-4?
Isn't Brian Thomas? I could be wrong, but didn't Brian Thomas get like benched or something like that?
He might have. I don't freaking remember.
No, I mean for the upcoming game.
I don't know.
All right, well, continue.
Oh, yeah, so Jaguars at 4. Number 3, we got the San Francisco 49ers. They're probably, not to me, but to a lot of other people, well, in my opinion, I think the 49ers might be an incredibly underrated. Like, the 49ers are winning all of these games with backups, man. They have no Bosa, no Brandon Ayuk. They have no Fred Warner. Like, some of their corners are out. Some of their linemen are out. It's like, dang, they're doing all of this with practice squad guys, and they are –
like they do every single damn year. Whoever is the 49ers strength and conditioning coach needs to be fired into the sun.
Yeah.
It's every year it's like this, dude. It's crazy.
That's funny. But, yeah, 49ers, I mean, who would have thought Saturday night – the game should be on Sunday night, but on Saturday night, the 49ers have a chance to win that number 1 seed with all the injuries they got. That's cray. But yeah, 49ers are number 3. You have anything else to say about the San Francisco 49ers, 41ers?
I think they suck.
Your mom. Number 2, we got the New England Patriots. Now,
I think they suck.
I think every team sucks. Patriots. I mean, Drake May did just have 5 touchdowns in like almost like basically a quarter, felt like. But I mean, the Patriots, they did blow out the Jets. Good for them.
No, they didn't.
I'm still 50-50 on them though, because like Drake May, I mean, the Patriots haven't played nobody, and when they do play somebody, like their best win was against the Buffalo Bills earlier this season, and then they lost to the Bills.
What about the Baltimore Ravens?
Oh, you're talking about the Ravens. Oh, we're going to forget to give the ball to Derrick Henry. And also, we don't got Lamar Jackson in the game. So you just go ahead and beat us because John Harbaugh wants to get fired.
I think John Harbaugh wants to get fired.
Well, dang it, he could have fooled me that game. But, yeah. I mean, the at the time, beating the Buccaneers was pretty cool. But then that just started the Buccaneers falling off party. So I don't freaking, like, their fall off needs to be studied. And now the Buccaneer fans are begging the Saints to win on Sunday for them to try to make the playoffs. Bad news for them, ain't no Chris Olave, so I don't freaking know. I mean, we still honestly might win, to be honest, because, you know, these dirty birds always find a way to lose to us when we suck, but, you know, it's fun. But, yeah, Patriots at 2. Anything to say about the NEPs?
No, just didn't you root against the Saints last year because it because of like divisional rivalry reasons?
I did.
So you're not going to do it again this year?
Now we're playing against Atlanta.
Well, I mean, but you could screw over the Buccaneers, you see.
Like I said, I don't care enough about Tampa to want them to not make playoffs. Actually, they might lose to Carolina anyway, so it's like, it might not even matter.
Well, also, I guess technically, like, you know, you could screw the Panthers out of a playoff spot too, and that's also a divisional rivalry that you don't care that much about.
Well, I mean, if the Panthers win, they're in, but if Tampa Bay wins, then they're going to need us. But if Carolina loses, if Carolina loses, they're going to need us to lose. So.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you guys win, then doesn't that like guarantee the Panthers are like regardless of what the Panthers do?
Well, yeah, if we win, if the Panthers win, it doesn't matter what happens in the Saints game. But if we win, then yeah, the Panthers are in no matter what.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Then the Panthers and Buccaneers game doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But we have and people might be confused because Panthers, because the reason Tampa Bay can't just win and in, but Carolina can, is one, Panthers will have a better record, and two, it's a 3-way tie for if the Falcons win, it will be a 3-way tie for first place in the division at 8 and 9,
which is absolutely insane to think about that the Falcons would be in a 3-way tie for first place.
Yeah, but the 3-way tie, the Panthers would end up getting it due to tiebreakers, because Panthers, I think, would have a better division record or something. I don't know. And also they swept Atlanta. Like they swept Atlanta, and also they lose them. Like they swept Atlanta. They got swept by us though. Funny enough, but it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm rooting for the Buccaneers this week, because it's always fascinating to me when a losing team gets into the playoffs. If the Buccaneers win, we're guaranteed to get a losing team.
If the Buccaneers win, this will be the second time in the last 4 years that a losing team has represented the NFC South.
Because it's a losing division.
Yes, it is. But next year, Tyler Shuck is going to lead the Saints to the 12-5 Super Bowl season.
Next year, the Tyler Shuck is going to lead the Saints to an incredible all-time division win for the Saints in the NFC South when they finish 7-10.
And still make the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like, I'll take that.
Man, we'll be the first ever 7-10 team to win the Super Bowl.
You'd be the first ever 7-10 team to make the playoffs.
I mean, I guess. I mean, do you count Seattle's 7-9 season or no?
No, I don't. But that's why I said 7-10.
Oh, dang, that's crazy. But Super Bowl coming back to Saints win Super Bowl in 2020.
I'll be honest with you. Frankly, I count Seattle's 7-9 division win closer to an 8-9 win because it's only one game off of 500. It's a little different when you have 17 games, but
that's crazy. Yeah, and number 1, Seattle Seahawks. Why? Because they be putting some belt to ass. Okay, yep, that's the power rankings. I hope y'all like it. Have a good night.
Okay, well that is the power rankings. Although we have other stuff, particular predictions. So we're gonna go ahead and knock those out. So, I said I had some stuff to talk about, but we can just talk about them when we're doing predictions because we don't really have like a time limit here because obviously there's no game to be paying attention to, so we can take our time on these predictions, I guess.
I'm watching the Georgia game.
That's great for Oh, dude, Ohio State, man.
They lost.
Get fucking wrecked. But when I saw that notification this morning that they lost in the Cotton Bowl, because I don't really pay that much attention to college football, so I saw that Miami was on the verge of beating Ohio, like upsetting Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, and I'm just sitting here thinking, like, Miami of Ohio made the Cotton Bowl? I was like, because my wife went to Miami, and so that was my first thought was like Miami is beating Ohio, and I was like, I hate Miami, right? Because I went to OU, so a rivalry, and I also didn't really like Miami before that. Then my wife went to Miami, and I just give her shit about it all the time. But yeah, so I saw that Miami was on the verge of beating OSU in the Cotton Bowl, and I started laughing my ass off because I thought that it was the Miami Redhawks, which would have been really funny. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, we beat Miami and won the MAC. How the fuck would Miami have made it to the Cotton Bowl if they didn't win the MAC?
Hint, they didn't.
Yeah, well, it was Miami. It was Miami Hurricanes, and Miami Hurricanes are pretty hyped. Can you explain something to me, Mikey? Because again, I don't really follow college football that much. But a friend of mine who's like a big Miami Hurricanes fan was like, that was revenge for the last 12 years of fraudulent whatever. It's like, do you know what happened 12 years ago between Miami and Ohio State?
No,
some big rivalry or something. I don't know.
I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, I pay attention to college football, but I wasn't 12 years. I mean, I still know stuff that happened like before I started watching, but I don't. For half the time, I forget Miami and Ohio State even exist.
I definitely forget Miami exists. I don't forget about Ohio State, but that's because I live in a state where people are absolutely fucking rabid about this team.
Well, I choose to forget about Ohio State. I don't like them either.
Well, you don't live in Ohio, so it's easier for you to do that. I can't forget about Ohio State. I don't have the ability because Ohio State Buckeye fans are the most obnoxious human beings on the planet. And I wouldn't say they're my most hated fan base, but they are probably, like, I would say Ohio State fans, just in if we're only talking about obnoxiousness, and that's the only criteria we're talking about, Ohio State fans are more obnoxious than Kansas City Chiefs fans. They're more obnoxious than Steelers fans. They're the most obnoxious fan base. Now, Steelers fans are just garbage, and I hate them. But that's not exclusively because of obnoxiousness.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started on some of these predictions. So we're starting out. Well, no, we're not. Okay, well, never mind. We're not going to start out with this, just because that's a big game, and it might be fun to leave that till the end. Not till the end because we leave Bengals and Saints games to the end, but we'll leave that one till later. So it's the Panthers and Buccaneers game. That's the one that showed up first for me. But I guess because that's Saturday at 4:30, so that's the first game that's on the schedule. But we're gonna save that one, and we'll also save the Ravens Steelers game to just before we do the Saints and Bengals games. So we're gonna start with Seahawks 49ers.
Yeah, I think the most healthy team, the better team, and the stronger team, and the Rashid Shaheed team gonna win. Give me Seahawks.
You're throwing in the Rashid Shaheed thing, aren't you?
I bet so much.
I do agree. I think the Seahawks are just better composed. The only thing is it is in San Francisco, And San Francisco's on a bit of a roll right now, so hard to say, but like I mean, I'm going to default to who's got the better quarterback, and that's clearly Seattle. So
Sam B.
he could have a 4,000-yard season if he throws for. He most likely will have a 4,000-yard season because he's just got to get 150 yards against the 49ers.
Imagine telling somebody that 4 years ago.
Yeah, 25 touchdowns, only 14 interceptions on the season, and pending whatever he does against the 49ers.
Watch him have like his worst game.
Sam Darnold on the Seahawks has been finally the Sam Darnold that everybody was talking about going into the year he was drafted.
Yeah, definitely been playing like it.
Yeah, he's definitely on that pace. Anyway, next up we got the Packers and Vikings.
Packers, they're probably resting guys, but even a backup Packers team, I still think will beat the crap out of the Vikings.
I don't. I think the Vikings are going to win this game because I think the Packers might be resting guys, but they're also they got a bunch of injured guys too, and I mean the Vikings are bad, but like I mean we talk a bunch of crap about the Vikings, but they're still 8-8, man. They're not like we're not talking about the Titans here.
They are 4-12, and you will like it.
They're 8-8.
Not according to me.
I think the Vikings are like vibing on the 9-8 Super Bowl train right now. Like they just like going 9-8 and also beating the Packers is their Super Bowl. And don't forget this team's also on a 4-game win streak.
So are we.
That began a 4-game win streak that began when they shut a team out. Which you cannot say. And they also have a better quarterback than you do.
No, they don't. Are you stupid or dumb? Which one are you?
Neither. I'm a prophet.
Could have fooled me. Like, let me see JJ McCarthy get sacked and score a touchdown on the same play.
Joe Burrow did that.
No, he did not, and you will stop saying that.
I see. Well, are you talking about the what are you talking about specifically?
I'm talking about when Tyler Shuck basically almost got sacked, but then he rolled out a Vita Vea and scored a touchdown.
Oh. Who was the guy who threw a touchdown while he was falling to the ground?
That was Patrick Mahomes.
That wasn't Patrick Mahomes. No, this week. Somebody did that this week.
Oh, I don't freaking know.
Because Joe Burrow did that in the past as well. So I swear I thought that was Tyler Shuck who did that.
Tyler Shuck, what did he do? No. Oh,
like he was going to the ground and then threw a touchdown? Or maybe it was a first down or something like that.
Cam Ward on 4th down threw a pass.
Oh, that was Cam Ward. That was against
But the thing, though, that play got reversed. I don't know if you know, but that play got reversed, so it didn't even count.
Oh, that's dumb.
Because his knee was down, and they liked.
That's lame.
No, it's not lame.
Well, no, it is lame because you guys won anyway.
I don't care if we won.
But like that's a cool play. Like I mean, if you guys won the game, why do you care if they get a cool play or not?
They can have a cool
something. It's been a bad season.
I don't care.
Give him a chance, man.
The Seahawks didn't give us a chance when we were down 44-13.
Well, that was earlier in the season when I mean, like okay. So the difference here is not that the Seahawks should let you score points. That's not the point. The point is, like throw them a bone. It's not like the Saints had like, a really cool play and then Seahawks fans were like, No.
Okay, they can have a good play as long as it don't count.
But you would have won anyway.
I don't care.
Okay, whatever. All right. Well, anyway, next up, did we predict that? I guess we were just on the Vikings and Packers. I don't think we moved
I said,
on.
well, yeah, you had Vikings, I had Packers.
Yeah, you did, right? I put you down for the Vikings for some reason.
Darn it.
Not on purpose. We got the Cowboys and Giants next.
Cowboys.
I mean, this kind of goes in the category of who the fuck cares.
I mean, this is basically. I mean, it's not really the Tank Bowl because that was last week, but it's like,
Yeah, I mean, well, the Cowboys are 7-8-1, but this is another one where I think, they've got we're not going to have a losing season like on the brain. So I agree the Cowboys probably going to win. The Cowboys have the chance of achieving the very rare record of that has not really been something that happens very often. Like since they added the 17th game, it has been a very rare thing that a team could finish with a 500 record. But the Cowboys could do it, and I think they want to do it because
I want the Cowboys to win Sunday just because of that.
So they can go 500.
Yeah, that was the most. That was the thing that pissed me off most about the 17 game schedule. That you can't say, "Oh, they went 500 no more," because I was just getting used to calling teams 500. Because I used to not even like to call them 500, but then I got used to calling them 500, and then nope, can't happen no more. I'm like, I just got used to it.
The thing that pissed you off most about the 17 game schedule is the fact that a random colloquial term that has no bearing in any actual mattering of any way is no longer accessible to you except in rare circumstances.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just think about it. 500.
Okay, I thought about it. It didn't do much for me.
Okay, next game.
Okay. Next game. Oh boy. We got the 12-4 Jaguars hosting the 3-13 Titans. Well, obviously the Jaguars are likely going to be probably resting their players, right?
No, they can't. No, because they're just trying to win that division.
They can lose the division?
Yeah, if the Texans win.
What? Whoa. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, the Jaguars are going to fucking smoke them.
Yeah, if Texans beat the Colts and Jaguars lose to the Titans, Texans win the division.
Okay. Well, so the Jaguars are going to smoke them then.
I think it will actually be an interesting game, but I got Jaguars winning though.
Are you just saying that because you beat the Titans last week and now you want the Titans to look a little better?
No, I'm just saying. I'm still picking Jaguars to win. It's not like I'm saying the Titans going to upset the world or let Lions down 5.
Considering how garbage the Titans are, I think honestly making it an interesting game is already being very complimentary of them.
I mean, they made it an interesting game with the Seahawks a few weeks ago. And the Seahawks
but I mean, they also made it an interesting game against a garbage team like the Saints.
We're on a 4-game winning streak.
And you're 6-10.
I don't care if we were 4-10.
You're as garbage as we are.
But no, you're more garbage because you were expected to do more things.
No, we're more disappointing. There's a difference.
We were supposed to draft number 1. And look where we are.
So we're more disappointing. That's not the same thing.
It can be the same thing.
You're just as garbage as we are. If anything, you're more garbage than we are because like I mean we have like a super high performing offense that's been stellar all year.
And we have Tyler James Shuck, aka the man with the plan, is a better QB than their man.
Not our man.
I'm not talking about your man, I'm talking about their man.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, usually that's something that's said just to the general people out there. And it's like Tyler Shuck, I mean, I'll be honest with you, like Tyler Shuck is a revelation for the Saints. That's got to feel good for you guys. I mean, he's clearly already I'd say he's already clearly a top 15 quarterback.
He's going to win Rookie of the Year.
But he's also not, I wouldn't say he's the top 10 quarterback, though.
Honestly,
basically Andy Dalton.
I don't care if some no-name Colin Cowherd, I don't care who says if he's a top 10 QB or not. All I care about is getting them wins. I don't care if Chuck throws for 2 yards. If
Well,
we
I'm
get the
not.
win, I don't care.
I'm not calling Cowherd or a no name because the channel is literally named after me. So
That's crazy.
yeah, right. Okay. Jets Bills.
I'm going Jets because I think Bills resting the starters. That's why I'm going Jets.
I'm going the Bill. I agree with you that the Bills are resting their starters, and I'm still going Bills.
Oh, you think the Jets are that bad?
I think the Bills are gonna win by not as much as the Patriots won by, but I think the Bills are gonna win by 2 touchdowns with their backups.
Well, dang.
I'm sure you've probably heard this because you watch GPS like I do, and you pay attention to a lot of the same circles that I pay attention to. But it's just mind-boggling to me that the Jets have not had an interception all year. There's not one. If they don't pick off, who's Josh Allen's backup? Mitch Trubisky.
I think so.
Yeah, if they don't get an interception against Mitch Trubisky, they will go 17 games. I don't know if that's ever been done. I don't know if any team ever wins 16 games.
Bro, the Jets through 8 games were the first team. They were the first 0-8 team to never get an interception.
Has a team ever gone a whole season without an INT? No. It has never happened before.
Well, first time for everything.
Well, okay, so that's only 16 or 17 games. How about before that, though?
That's great.
I'm sure it probably happened like back when the NFL had like 9 games or something like that. But oh, good Lord. Even with fewer games prior to the 16-game schedule, which became standard in 1978, seasons were typically 14 games or fewer. Even with fewer games in a different style of play, achieving 0 interceptions was not done. In the early days of the NFL, passing was much less frequent and less efficient, but interceptions still occurred.
Well, it would happen to the Jets.
The 1960 Cleveland Browns hold the pre-16 game record for starting a season with the longest streak without an interception of 9 games. But did not sustain it for the entire season.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
So if the Jets do this, they might be the first team in all of NFL history, which is over 100 years, to finish a season without an interception.
That is crazy. I mean,
the NFL started in okay. So the league that eventually became the NFL a couple of years later started in 1920. That was 105 years ago.
Dang.
Am I right about that?
I mean, the 100th season was 2019. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 20.
Okay, so yeah, 2019 then. And that wasn't the NFL. That was the league that the NFL was, but it was called something else back then. Like it was basically the NFL, but it wasn't the NFL, and then it reorganized itself into the NFL. I think it was the American Professional Football Association.
You said, huh?
Let's see. On August 20th, 1920. Okay, maybe I'm completely off here. August 20th, 1920. There was a meeting held that resulted in the formation of the American Professional Football Conference, which let's see. When did the APFC become the NFL? 1922. So it was 2 years. So for 2 years it was called the American Professional Football Conference, and then in 1922 they became the NFL.
That's crazy.
But even in the American Professional Football Conference did not have a team that did not record a single interception.
That's crazy.
1920 APFC season. Let's see. So you had the Akron Pros, the Buffalo All Americans. What a name! The Canton Bulldogs, the Chicago Cardinals, the Chicago Tigers. You had two Chicago, the Cleveland Tigers. So you had two Chicago teams and two teams called the Tigers.
Dang, that's crazy.
The Columbus Panhandles, because Columbus, Ohio, also gets an NFL team. The Dayton Triangles. You had Cleveland and Columbus and Dayton, and I think the next year Cincinnati got a team called the Celts.
Oh wow.
Ohio was just chock full of NFL teams early on, I guess. The Decatur Staleys, which went on to become the Bears.
Oh wow.
The Detroit Heralds, which is named after a fucking newspaper. It was owned by the newspaper, by the way.
That's crazy.
The Hammond Pros, who are, where the fuck is Hammond?
Oh, Hammond. I live near Hammond. It's somewhere in Louisiana.
No, it's not that Hammond.
Oh dang, there's a different Hammond. That's crazy.
The here we go. The Hammond Pros, Hammond, Indiana, apparently.
Oh dang.
But they were mostly a traveling team. They didn't really have a lot of home games, it looks like. But yeah, so the Hammond Pros, the Muncie Muncie, which is another, I know that's Indiana. So the Muncie Flyers, the Rochester Jeffersons, apparently, and the Rock Island Independents. Like, that's a cool name. I wish we still had the Rock Island Independents. That's a cool name.
Yay.
I don't know if anybody knows where the fuck Rock Island is, but
I know where Rock Island's at.
Where's that?
Arkansas.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of Little Rock.
Yeah, I was thinking of Rhode Island, but no, it's in Illinois apparently.
No, I was like, it's either that or it was Little Rock, so I was probably thinking of Little Rock.
So let's see. There were. Oh wow, there's like. What the hell? So, some teams played more games than others. The Decatur Staleys finished with a 10-1-2 record when they beat the Akron Pros, who had an 8-0-3 record. So the Akron Pros had played 10 games, and the Decatur Staleys had played 13 games.
Good for them.
What? Why did they play different number of games? How do you even determine? So and then the Akron Pros, who lost to the Decatur Staleys. Oh wait, no, they didn't. They tied. So looks like there was what functionally was an NFL championship game in that year, and the Akron Pros won the NFL championship, but they didn't win the game against the Decatur Staleys. You know what the final score of the game was?
2-0.
No.
0-0.
It was 0-0.
Yeah.
The what was essentially that was the, let's see, hold on, that was the, holy shit, 5 6 what the hell, 7 8 9. Are we gonna get double digits?
Yes.
10. Holy shit! One team beat a team 66-0.
I wonder what they did to their mama.
11-12, 2 in the same week. What on earth was this sport? There were 12 0-0 ties in the first season.
What did they do? Play 1 minute?
And yet, there were 12 games that ended 0-0. And not a single one of those teams went the whole season without an interception. That's how bad
why
the
you were
Jets
looking
are.
at all that.
Do what?
So that's why you were looking at all that just to see how much 0-0 ties there were with no interception.
I wasn't looking all that to figure out the interception. I just got down a rabbit hole. Yeah, I ADHD'd and then I brought it back.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay. So now need to get back to the predictions. You think the Jets are going to win? I don't even think the Jets are going to win, and I also think that the Bills will be resting their starters. But I still think the Bills are going to win.
I don't think the Jets are that. I mean, they don't have any interceptions, so I guess it could be that
They're
bad.
pretty fucking bad. You know what's crazy? The Jets have not gotten an interception all year, and yet their defense is still better than ours. They still outrank.
The Jets beat y'all with no interceptions.
The Jets beat us with no defense. We scored 38 in that game.
Man, bro, that's crazy.
Richard says, "Come for that one." See, there you go.
So
it's a record. The Jets don't get one.
Julio Jones has more career interceptions than the Jets have this entire season.
Next year, they'll be the first team to go 0-17 unless they play the Bengals. Fuck off, Richard.
Nah, keep it coming, Richard.
Okay, so anyway, we're moving on. We got the Lions and the Bears in what was so close to being an interesting game, and now is not.
I told you.
We're so close to getting an interesting game between these two, and we're not getting one.
I still told y'all. But I got Lions winning this one out of spite.
I don't fucking know. I'm gonna take the Lions too, because I think the Bears are probably going to be resting their starters, and the Lions are going to be playing with something to prove. Basically, I'm not sure what they're going to prove, but they're going to be playing like it.
Yeah.
All right, so you got the Broncos and the Chargers. Another game we were so close to getting a really interesting game. It's not going to be completely uninteresting because both these teams are still fighting for something, but they're just fighting for seeding. We could have gotten the AFC West championship, and we were robbed of it.
Yeah, I got as crazy as this might sound. I mean, the Broncos are confused, but I actually got the Broncos winning this one because I feel like there's more on the line for them.
Okay. I got the Chargers winning this one because the Broncos. Okay, but I've got the Chargers winning this one because the Broncos are so confusing. Like this is the type of game that like a team like the Broncos, who's like the top of the AFC, this is the type of game. This is a statement win. This is the type of game you'd expect all of the teams that are like, true juggernauts of their conference. They win these types of games to really put themselves on the map. And yet the Broncos are not that team.
That's crazy.
They're just not that team. They keep winning, and I don't understand it, and you don't understand it. Nobody understands it. But they just keep winning these random ass games. But I think this is, the type. This is one of the ones that's just going to slip through the cracks for them.
Yeah.
Richard said Lions by 40. I don't.
Okay. I got Lions by.
They said they don't plan to bench the starters against the Lions. Ben Johnson is asking to get his players injured. Well, if the Bears don't rest their starters, then I am going to double down on the fact that I think the Lions are going to win this game because I think the Bears are going to get karma smacking them in the face if they don't rest their starters because they're idiots.
I got the Lions winning this one by like 27. Or no, not 27. I think I had 12, I think, was the point differential.
Wow, that's a much different number.
Yeah.
27 and 12. How did you get those confused?
Because I was thinking about the 2.
Okay. Well, what we got here? Next up, we got the game that was never going to be interesting, and it's still not interesting, is the Chiefs and the Raiders.
I'm going Chiefs just because the Raiders, they really don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs. Well, no, I'm going to go the Raiders.
Are you sure? You mean the team that don't have Max Crosby and they lost by 24 to the Giants?
Yeah, but the Chiefs are ass. And also, like...
Giants ain't ass?
Yeah, but wasn't that the Tank Bowl? Like...
Exactly. The Raiders were tank. And why would the Raiders mess up their draft pick for the win?
Oh, I thought they already secured the draft pick.
No.
Oh, well, okay, never mind. You're right. Kansas City then. I thought they already secured the number 1 pick, so I figured that they'd go like balls out the window.
If the Raiders win, the Giants could end up getting the first pick.
Well, that would be really funny.
The
But
Giants
I don't
beat
think
the Raiders. And the Raiders get the first pick.
I don't think that's going to happen now, though, because I thought they had the pick locked up.
Nah, it's tanking season, man.
You got the Rams and the Cardinals.
Give me Rams.
Okay. I also got the Rams because the Cardinals are trash.
Cardinals are awesome. Man, they're like what, the third team in like the modern era or like the Super Bowl era or whatever to start 2-0 and finish or have the potential to finish with 3 wins. Like the third team to ever do that.
I don't know. That sounds like something that's very rare.
One of those.
I'm surprised it's happened 2 times already.
Huh?
I'm surprised that's happened 2 times already.
Yeah, I know the Texans were one of them, and honestly, the Texans might have been the second one too. I know somebody did that. I know the Texans were one of them.
That'd be rough if you were the only team to ever do it and you do it twice.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong.
That'd be like the Jets next year not getting another interception.
I mean, they hired Aaron Glenn. You get what you paid for.
I still like Aaron Glenn. I don't think it's his fault.
I
think the Jets are one of the most abysmally run franchises in professional sports. They're right there with the Browns.
I can confidently say I have never heard a single syllable come out of Aaron Glenn's mouth.
Listen, the Jets made Robert Saleh look bad.
And Aaron Glenn is less motivating than a tree bark.
Okay. Okay, so we got the next up. We got the Dolphins and Patriots in Foxborough.
Upset alert! Upset alert! Give me the Dolphins, man.
You know what? I agree with you. I got the Dolphins. And Richard, before you chime in, no, this is not me trying to troll you. This is actually you said it yourself several times this season that the final game. It's the Dolphins do this all the time with the Patriots. They did this all the time when the Patriots were a dynasty before, and now that they're really good again, it just feels like the Dolphins are going to do it again. The Dolphins have been playing better lately, and they really got something to prove. And the Patriots, they have a tendency to lose to the Dolphins in what basically is a trap game.
Yeah.
And it officially becomes a trap game if they lose, because then they don't get the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah, the Dolphins win. Well, 2 things. Well, one, if the Dolphins beat the Patriots don't get the 1 seed, and 2, even if the Patriots win, if the Broncos beat the Chargers, Patriots don't get the 1 seed anyway.
Yeah. So, I think the Dolphins are going to win, and that's not necessarily a reflection of how good of a team the Patriots are. That's more of a reflection about the way these things just tend to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got the Commanders going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles.
The Eagles could probably start Jake Elliott at quarterback, and I'll still pick the Eagles. Give me the Eagles to win.
Okay, I am picking the Jake Elliott-led Eagles.
Yeah.
That would be fascinating. I'm still furious at the Bengals for fucking up Jake Elliott, dude. Like, I know we got Evan McPherson, and I like Evan McPherson, don't get me wrong, but man, we could have never had to go through Randy Bullock.
Yeah. Hey, it could be worse. You could have had Blake Groupie.
I think I'd rather have Blake Groupie than Randy Bullock.
But hey, at least Randy Bullock didn't look like a freaking teenager trying to kick a football.
At least Blake Groupie didn't fake an injury because he's embarrassed.
No, instead he was just trash.
Well, yeah, at least he owned it, though.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was her. I mean, you don't have any documents.
Okay. All right, so now let's go back to the game that is going to happen soonest, which is Panthers-Buccaneers.
I got Buccaneers winning.
I don't. So Mikey's got the Buccaneers winning. I got the Panthers winning. Let me tell you why. It's for the most absolute. It's flawless. You know, world class logic I'm bringing here. Okay, so I mean, like get your brain ready because like I mean I'm about to blow your mind with like I mean this like I could write an essay like an academic essay the academics would read it and they'd be like this guy is perfect. He has no flaws in his logic. Okay, so listen to me. The Panthers are going to win because they're stupid. The Panthers are going to win because of the flawlessly logic. See, I'm already starting out with flawless logic by saying the flawlessly logicked reason that the it would be really funny if an 8 and 9 team won the division, and every time I root for that, it doesn't happen. And so, because of that, the Panthers are going to fuck it up because they're a stupid team and they're dumb. And they're going to win this game. They're going to fuck around and win this game. And the Buccaneers are also a stupid team, and I hate them. And
the Saints are a stupid team, but I love them.
Frankly, the Saints right now look a lot less stupid than these two teams. Like that's the other thing. The Saints aren't as stupid. The Saints were absolute gutter trash for most of this season, but they weren't stupid. They were just bad.
No, we were stupid for keeping like Groupie around for as long as we did.
Okay, but these two teams are like as stupid as my reasoning actually is. Like they just do stupid teams. So what's gonna happen here is the Panthers are gonna win, and it's gonna be a boring fucking win. And Bryce Young's gonna go to the playoffs, and then the Panthers are gonna get smoked in the first round. And we're gonna be robbed of the interesting antics of Baker Mayfield in the playoffs, and we're gonna get robbed of 8 and 9 Super Bowl, and we're gonna get robbed of an interesting talking point next week because the Panthers are gonna go play whoever the fuck they're gonna play, and it's gonna be a useless game to watch.
They're definitely playing an NFC West team.
Yeah, so and they're gonna get whoever it is, they're gonna get obliterated by.
It's either gonna be Seahawks, 49ers, or Rams. So.
And I'm not sitting here saying I think the Buccaneers are necessarily going to beat anybody. It's just it'd be more interesting if the Buccaneers won this division.
It would be.
Now I will say what would be even funnier. I'd take it if the Panthers or if the Buccaneers win this game and then you guys still beat the Falcons. That would be pretty funny. We'd still get an 8 and 9 team in there. And you know, and it's you still have to watch the Panthers go in and be a dumb, stupid team. But it's not like the Buccaneers aren't a dumb, stupid team. So
I mean, if Tampa Bay wins and Atlanta wins, you'll still get an 8-9 team, even if we do lose.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah.
Anyway, we're way off track here. So one game I really want to talk about is the Ravens going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Oh, sir, how the mighty have fallen. The infallible and darling Pittsburgh Steelers of the NFL are one game away from their fifth straight 9-8 season, and they're going to be missing the playoffs. And
no, they went 10-7 last season. And how do I remember that? Because they were supposed to go 11-6, but then they screwed up.
Okay, something like that. But point being, and after that game against the Browns, you had Steelers fans coming out in droves, and I tell you, Mikey, droves, talking about how the refs are unfair and they're targeting the Steelers. And if there has ever been, I've complained about the refs' relationship with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs for years on this channel. But if there is a football team, a franchise built on fraudulent BS to the point where okay. But to the point where the Steelers fans themselves are constantly talking about the bullshit. Urinating Tree's whole thing is about how, the Steelers bullshit's happening again. Like Steelers fans know for a fact that they have been aided by the refs by more than any other NFL team over decades and decades.
Good for them.
And they lose a game to the Browns that doesn't even necessarily they're just scared of, Lamar Jackson, who's hurt, I guess.
Lamar's playing.
And I know, but he's also hurt. He's just playing hurt. But they're like, I mean, you should be able to beat the Ravens if you're worthy of making the playoffs. Shouldn't matter what the refs do against the Browns. I'm so utterly sick and tired of this fan base that has such an undeserved ego.
Yeah.
Like just this absolutely. Now, I mean, I when I was growing up, they were the team that had the most Super Bowl wins. Can't really argue against that. Maybe the ego was, at least precedented for the time. But in 2025, for this fan base to have such an absolutely overinflated, putrid, festering, rotting ego, thus it's that they're claiming the Steeler way, and like all this, like the standard of success that Ben Roethlisberger won't stop talking about while he's rotting in front of us with his fucking morbidly obese ass in the middle of these like ridiculous podcasts. If I'm just so utterly, I cannot tell you how much I like. That I hate the Steelers. I say it all the time, but I cannot tell you how much I fucking despise the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mikey. And so for them to come out here and be complaining about the fact that the refs didn't help them in this game. No, boo! It's just so sad for the Pittsburgh Steelers in there. Such a bad existence. And I fucking hate you people. I hope you suffer forever. And I texted when I saw that Steelers fans were doing that. I texted my friend group and I said, you know what? The fact that the Bengals were bad this season might honestly be worth watching Pittsburgh Steelers fans melt down like this. I hate them so much. I hate them so much, Mikey. You don't understand how much I viscerally hate that. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers more than Brandon Perna hates the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, it's not even close.
That's crazy. I mean, that's how I was.
I hate them more than you hate the Falcons.
Okay. Well, I remember a couple years ago when the Rams played against the Lions in the wild card round, and after that game, Rams fans were livid. They were like, "Bruh, the Lions were playing so dirty. Where was the flags?" And I represented the entire Who Dey Nation, and the Who Dey Nation, we shouted from the rooftop saying, "Get over it."
Yeah, the Rams definitely got handed a trip to a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl victory as well.
They also lost the Super Bowl, which ended up being the Saints' record.
What was the score of that game?
13-3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but we already did a whole episode of complaining about the refs. I just wanted to I just wanted to shove the knife deeper for the Steelers because like your fan base deserves every single bit of what you're getting, and it's just like the Bengals are likely going to finish with a 7-10 record, and yeah, it's disappointing, and yeah, it's this, that, and the other, but like I almost am okay with that to watch the Steelers melt down like this. Like it's the best television. Like my God, the fact that the Steelers have been on this trajectory, like basically since 2017, it's been basically a decade at this point that the Steelers have just been making complete fools out of themselves. Oh God, it feeds me. It I would take the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl every fucking year if it meant that the Steelers and their fans had to go through this abject humiliation constantly because they deserve every single fucking bit of it.
Yeah, and I think the Ravens are going to win Sunday night, and I don't even think it's going to be close for real. I do
think actually it's going to be close, but I think the Ravens are going to win. Part of the reason I think the Ravens are going to win is because I think the Ravens are pissed off. And frankly, I don't think the Steelers are pissed off. Like I think there's that air of superiority, and I think they're annoyed that they lost to the Browns, but I don't think they're truly pissed off. I think they're they're like you listen to anything coming out of Pittsburgh other than the fans are furious, but other than the fans, most of what you hear out of Pittsburgh is just it kind of feels like everybody's going through the motions.
Yeah, that's how it
And
be.
I mean I get honestly I get why there's a lot of Steelers fans that want Mike Tomlin fired. Like, it's probably kind of stupid, but I get why, because it feels like it feels like they've stagnated.
For I would rather go through what the Steelers went through the past 5 years than anything the Saints went through. Because at least the Steelers could say, well, we were actually competitive. Like the Steelers, like, okay, yeah, maybe not win 9 wins, 10 wins every year, being for one and done in the playoffs is boring. Well, guess what? At least you made it there and you didn't have to watch some 5 years of the saddest football you've ever seen. Like at least, okay, I understand you want to go into a rebuild, reset everything, but you were still competitive in your division. So I would have rather went through what the Steelers went through than what we went through.
I do kind of agree with that because the Bengals were kind of going through that. Not quite at the same level of like making utter fools of themselves, because like they weren't like, you know, constantly having all sorts of like, problems where they were like idiots in front of the media and stuff like that. But the Bengals were kind of going through that, like, like you can get to the playoffs, but you can't win a playoff game for, the first half of the 2010s. And I mean, that was rough. And there were a lot of Bengals fans who were echoing that thing that's a lot of Steelers fans are saying right now, which is basically, this sucks. I'd rather bottom out, that way we can rebuild, than just have to like struggle in mediocrity forever. And I was not of that opinion. I was like, guys, no, no, I would rather, like, I mean, I'd still rather go to the playoffs every year. Like, yeah, we keep losing in the first round of the playoffs, but it's just like the playoffs are 4 games long. Like, all you got to do is find a way to win 4 games in a row, and you can do that. Like, regardless of the fact that, we didn't win the past 5 years in a row. Well, we could win this year. Why not? I mean, look at the 2021 Bengals. Like, a lot of people were trying to put us near, if not at the bottom of the league, in 2021. And we got on a hot streak near the end of the season, and we made it to the Super Bowl. We came within seconds of winning it, right? So I don't want to hear this about like for like Bengals fans, Steelers fans. Y'all keep saying it's funny. I love your pain. It feeds me. It sustains my life force. I feel better about my own personal failings because Steelers fans are unhappy. Um,
Interesting.
but but Bengals fans, if we do get back to the point where we're making the playoffs every year and we're losing, yeah, I'd rather not do that as well. But no, I don't want to bottom out so we can fix it. I'd rather fix it by not bottoming out.
Yeah, I mean that is. I mean, I guess. I mean, and this is another thing. When everybody said that the Saints were trash because they weren't rebuilding and they weren't getting the top picks every year, I was like, have y'all not seen what the Saints are doing? I mean, the Saints just had their best draft class since 2017, which in 2017 was arguably the best draft class of all time, regardless of the team. So you don't have to get a top 5 pick to start a rebuild. Like, just, okay, maybe that's the easiest way, but look at I mean, Jonas Sanker, 3rd-round pick. Tyler Shuck wasn't even a first-round pick. He wasn't even a top 39 pick. Kelvin Banks was the 9th overall pick. Quincy Riley was a 4th-round pick. Like, look at the draft that the Saints just had. But, like, the Jets, they're picking in the top 5 every single year. Browns are picking in the top 5 every single year. And it's getting them nowhere. So, I mean, you don't have to start a rebuild process by finish. Like, the teams that usually pick in the top 5 are always picking in the top 5.
Yes, but sometimes it does work. We picked in the top 5 2 years in a row and went to the Super Bowl.
I mean, look, yeah, I'm not saying it won't ever work. Like, yeah, there's some teams, but like the narrative that you have to suck for years so you can rebuild is
That is
not.
true. That
I
is true.
don't agree
I
with
do
it.
agree. Like it's part of why I don't agree with tanking, because other than a few isolated situations, if you're bad enough to consider tanking in the first place, you're probably not good at drafting. So why does it really matter if you get a slightly higher draft pick? Like, I kind of get, like I said, I rooted for the Dolphins in that one game, right? So I kind of get if the number one overall pick is on the line, and it's like it's like near the end of the season, and you're trying to angle for like a game, maybe two or something like that. But like trying to tank so you can go from like the ninth pick to the fifth pick, like that's not gonna help you that much. I promise. You're probably still gonna draft the same bum.
Exactly. Like, because like look at the
Because
teams.
these teams, they have their like every team has a different draft board, and just because you have the fifth overall pick doesn't mean that the guy who your team ends up taking at fifth overall wouldn't have been available if they were drafting at ninth overall. Now, I mean, there are plenty of situations where that's not happening, but it's also very much the case that just because they pick a guy fifth overall doesn't mean he's going to do anything for him. And if your team's drafting fifth overall, then there's a pretty good chance that your team's not good at drafting or developing in the first place.
Yeah, like another thing that a lot of Saints fans, especially, were pissed off about is that we didn't suck like so. Like, I mean, we won 5 games last year, so we actually did better this season than we did last season. Crazy or
You
not, but a
suck
lot
for
of people.
shuck.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, a lot of people are upset, being like, "Man, why you ain't get a top 5 pick so you can take a quarterback?" Well, guess what, guys? We drafted Tyler Shuck in the second round, and also another thing. Tom Brady, some people say he's the best quarterback of all time. The Patriots passed on him 6 to 8 different times before selecting him in the 6th round.
Right.
So, like,
The
just be
San
like,
Francisco 49ers, who we are talking about amongst the best teams in the NFL, their quarterback was Mr. Irrelevant.
yeah, like literally, like if the 49ers didn't draft him with that specific pick, he would have went undrafted.
Yeah. And, he could have still ended up on the 49ers. Like, that's the thing. Like, the draft matters, but the draft doesn't matter like y'all act like it matters. Because, like, what really matters more than taking the right prospect is developing the prospects that you get. And it's like it's putting these guys in the best position to succeed. There's a reason why the Cleveland Browns are drafting very high most years, is because when they draft these guys, like, I mean, you go back and you look at like like some of these great like really high draft picks they've had. They've been phenomenal prospects going into the NFL, and then they end up on the Cleveland Browns and they're put in all the wrong situations and they don't develop. So it was
Yeah,
like tanking. I mean, we rail against it all the time. Both me and you rail against tanking all the time on this channel. Tanking is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help anybody, and it lowers the morale of the guys in the locker room. Who, most of those guys, whether you like them or not, most of those guys are going to be on your team next year.
yeah, and like for example, like the Saints right now, we might be 6-10, but the vibes in our locker room, since we are on a 4-game winning streak, even though we have nothing to play for, we have like if you would have just looked at the vibes in the locker room without knowing who the team is and without thinking without knowing off the top of your head what the record is, you would have thought that this team is a 10 or 11 win team right now because we're on a 4-game winning streak and that's the vibes right now.
And that's the thing. Because of that 4-game winning streak, there's a really strong argument to make that next year, you know, against all odds, based off of the way the season's gone, but over the last recent streak, I could see a world where the Saints are in the playoffs next year. And
And
that's
like for
kind of a
example,
crazy thought process, but it's not that
yeah,
crazy when you actually look at the way the Saints are playing right now. But if they were tanking, you wouldn't be even considering that.
yeah, and last year, I mean, the Carolina Panthers, they won a meaningless game in Week 18 against Atlanta, and a lot of people were like, "What are y'all doing?" And then guess what? They're currently winning the division right now, and if they win on Saturday, Guess who's winning the division? Carolina, the same team that went 5-12 a year ago, but went on a hot streak to end the season.
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean, like, yeah, sure, getting a top 5 pick, yeah, that's cool for like 4 months. But if the rookie sucks, what's it going to prove? I mean, the Raiders, I mean, they freaking drafted Jamarcus Russell first overall, and he got cut in like 3 years. So it's like just because you have the shiniest pick, well, you got to do something with that pick. Like he's not going to default. Like okay, sometimes you get your Joe Burrows or Patrick Mahomes or your Lamar Jacksons, where you take them in the first round. But sometimes the quarterbacks are found in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. You just got to look deep enough.
Even Patrick Mahomes, like when the Chiefs traded up to number 10 to draft Patrick Mahomes, in general, it was a pretty derided. If not derided, it was met with a lot of skepticism and a lot of surprise and like, wow, they really, because Patrick Mahomes was projected by a lot of people to be a second-round draft pick that year.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the Chiefs hadn't done that, I'm not saying he would have gone in the second round. Maybe if the Chiefs felt like that about him, maybe some other teams were hiding their feelings about him, and he would have gone like later in the first round. But that's kind of the point. Like you probably the Chiefs trading up to number 10 is one thing, but they didn't have to tank to get that pick. And if they hadn't made that trade, a team that like was a playoff team feasibly could have gotten Patrick Mahomes in the draft in the first round that year. A team could have gotten him in the second round because that was the projection for him that year.
Do you actually know the reason why the Chiefs traded up when they did? Because Sean Payton of the New Orleans Saints made it objectively clear he wanted Patrick Mahomes. So that's why the Chiefs traded up in the first place, right above the Saints to take Mahomes. And, yeah.
Really? I don't remember Sean Payton saying that at all.
Oh, no, he did. He even told Drew Brees, and this is real, like there was reports like in the Saints circle. He even told Drew Brees, would you be okay being like mentoring Mahomes? And Drew Brees even said, yeah, I'll be cool with that.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
We were actually going to take Lamar Jackson the year after, but then we took Marcus Davenport instead. So.
In 2016, I think that's a good time to start, because part of the problem that the Saints have is they never found a succession plan for Brees.
Until now.
Well, now, but this isn't a succession plan. This is fixing the hole.
Yep.
Like the Saints just failed to find a successor to Drew Brees. Tyler Shuck isn't a successor. Tyler Shuck is like the position died, and now Tyler Shuck is creating a new position.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got speaking of the Saints, we got 2 more games left to predict, and so we got the Saints traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons.
I hate to say it, but
now Mikey has pretty much already given his pick away, but I'll let him say it again.
Yeah, I'm going to Atlanta. It's not because Atlanta's this better team than the Saints. It's because, well, Chris Olave got the blood clots, hospitalized. And, I mean, unless Tyler Shuck starts throwing balls to Dante Pettis and he remembers not to fumble the damn ball before crossing the goal line, I mean, I could actually see a world where we still pull off the upset, but I don't know. Give me Atlanta.
I am taking the Falcons. I would have taken the Falcons with Chris Olave in, frankly. Because while I have been impressed by some of what the Saints have done recently, they also almost lost to the Titans. And I do think that the Falcons are a better football team than the Saints are right now. Now, long term, like next year, I expect the Saints to be better than the Falcons. But right now, I think the Falcons are a better team than the Saints.
I still don't.
You picked them to win.
Yeah, because our number 1 wide receiver is Kevin Austin Jr.
Your number one wide receiver that you are deriding or you're bemoaning having lost is a guy who you've been shitting on all year.
No, only most of the year. But then Tyler Shuck started playing well. Chris Olave remember how to use his hands. Juwan Johnson, I've even said he even remember how to catch balls. So yeah.
All right, and then final game, our final prediction of the 2025 regular season will be the Cleveland Browns traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. What you got?
Well, good for you. I do not have us finishing with the same record because I think y'all beat the Browns.
Okay, so oh yeah, okay. Fair enough. Okay, yeah, I also think we beat the Browns. Why? Because the Bengals are a different football team right now, and they're doing the same fucking thing they did last year, where they blow it during the season and then suddenly get better when the season's over.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bengals. But yeah, we're gonna sweep the Browns, and we're gonna get to laugh and point at the Browns and be like, "Ha ha, we're not as bad as you guys." And then we're like, "Well, I'm still 7-10." But you know what? Like, maybe this year it didn't happen last year, but maybe this year the winning at the end of the season is going to actually translate to momentum for next year.
I'm pretty
It
sure
didn't work
Browns
last
fans
year.
won't even. I'm pretty sure if you try taunting the Browns fans, they'll be like, okay, they'll probably start taunting with you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I am friends with a couple Browns fans, as you've met both of them, Mike. Well, you've met one of them, and you've seen the other one on the channel before. I don't think you've never done a podcast where we had Joe on, did you?
I don't think so. I think we were supposed to. Well, no, weren't we supposed to do that for the draft or? No, you did.
You, me, and Thomas were going to do a show, and then Thomas was going to bring a guy on, but that was a different guy. That wasn't Joe.
Yeah, I was thinking because you did. No, because you did a draft coverage with Joe one time. I don't know why I was thinking that. Maybe it's because I.
Oh, right. That was like you. Was that the show you were supposed to do?
No, but I was thinking that I don't know why it felt like we were talking about maybe doing. I don't know. Maybe it was last year. I don't know. The answer is no. We have not done so. No.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll bring Joe on again at some point. I like Joe. He's got this crazy big beard right now.
Big old beard.
It's just all over the place.
That's crazy.
Yep. All right. Well, anyway, this will be the final. This will be the final week of predictions for the season. I still am missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm missing 10 games from the week 8 season. So the predictions aren't fully like the predictions are -8 results. However, right now I am 147, 84, and 1 on the season, and Mikey is 132, 99, and 1. So, Mikey, you are like let's see, if the current result, you would have to beat me by I think 5 games this week. Let's see, hold on. I'm currently 15 games ahead of you, so it's virtually impossible for you to beat me in terms of regular season. We'll keep doing predictions in the postseason. But as far as regular season predictions, it's almost impossible for you to catch up to me. And I think it actually is because, it was 1, 2, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 games that we're picking the same. So it is like legitimately impossible for you to catch up to me this season.
Yay.
So I mean, I don't know how to go with the playoffs, but obviously there aren't that many games in the playoffs. But there are 10 games that we're missing in the week 8 season because of some bullshit and
because you're
no, it's because my solid state drive shit out on me.
Yeah, just go ahead and blame everybody but yourself.
I didn't blame anybody. I blamed my solid state drive, and it was my fault for, like you remember, because I lost all my graphics and the channel basically imploded for a couple weeks.
Yeah, don't do that next time.
It's like what happened was, it's an external solid state drive, and I had I had my webcam plugged into the USB that's right next to it, and when I unplugged the webcam, it temporarily disconnected the solid state drive, but it was in the middle of like saving a file, and it just corrupted the whole fucking thing, and it was the stupidest. It was like the likelihood of that happening is so extremely low, but it did happen in that situation. So I lost I basically what happened is for that week's prediction, like the sheet I was keeping for predictions that week, I completely lost. Like the whole file's gone. So we do have the video, and I could go back and watch the video, but that's a long video to watch just for like 10 predictions, right? So I got some of the predictions. I got 5 of them, but there's 10 of them that I'm missing. Although as of right now, like I said, the likelihood that those 10 games would even, because I'm currently 15 games ahead of you. So seems pretty unlikely that those 10 games would, like, even if I got all of those wrong and you got all of those right, which is also probably not correct. I don't think those would have made a difference necessarily.
Rub it in more.
Well, no, I'm not saying that to rub anything in. I'm saying that to point out that those week 8 predictions unfortunately might just be lost. And at this point, I don't really feel like going and digging them up again because I don't know if they're going to make a big difference. But I mean, I could rub it in by being like, maybe one of us actually knows more about football than the other person.
You're supposed to know more.
Why? Because I'm older.
Well, yes, but also because weren't you an analyst for the Bengals at one time?
Yeah, but that's different than predicting the outcomes of games. I wasn't an analyst. I was a reporter basically. I was covering breaking news. I was on Twitter, and when somebody said, like, when a Bengals, like when they had a signing or something, or if a Bengals player accidentally said fuck on television, that was my job to cover that. I mean, I did do analytical pieces, but that was not my job. That was just stuff I did when it was like a slow news day or something.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I was a beat reporter, not an analyst.
Oh wow.
So anyway, yeah, that's that's the predictions, and we talked about the stuff we were planning on talking about, and it's already 12:30 in the fucking morning. And that's definitely later than I intended on staying up because I have to work in the morning. Yay! All right, you got anything else to say, Mikey?
Who that? We shucking tonight.
He's not playing tonight though.
We still shucking tonight.
You got some oysters?
We shucking tonight. We shucking tonight. The song, we shucking tonight.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
I'm talking about the song that they made for Tyler Shuck.
I didn't listen to it.
If I ever have a kid, I'm naming him Tyler James Shuck Jr.
But that would not. It would have to be your last name.
I could change my last name to Shuck.
He could change, or she, or whatever. What if it's a girl?
Well, we're gonna have the first.
Well, actually, Tyler is actually like my my coworker. Actually, I think has a daughter named Tyler. So you can name girls Tyler. Apparently,
bruh, you can name people anything.
I don't know if you can name him James.
I could.
Okay.
Tyler James Shuck Jr.
I mean, you can name a kid. You can name a kid shithead if you want, technically.
But I don't want my kid getting bullied though.
They're gonna get bullied anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
You were in middle school.
Yeah.
Everybody gets bullied, including the bullies. How middle school works.
That is true. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's it for us tonight. So I'll leave y'all as always with the Who Dey.
Who that?
There you go. All right. So before we hop off, I think we are not live. Let me just make sure before I start going. Okay. That is officially. Oh wow, we got look. We're breaking records tonight. You know how many views we got?
2,
More than that. Good lord, give us some credit.
4,
Oh,
6.
we got 10.
Oh yay!
Oh boy. Okay, so anyway, I'm doing some revamps on like I'm doing some like software development and stuff like that. One thing I'm doing is I'm gonna like kind of revamp my website a little bit. And I've got a lot more. I'm a lot better with this stuff than I was when I made this website last year. But I've got like a whole lot of things like I can like put in like I'm building like LLMs and like I can do all sorts of like fancy software shit. So like I actually already updated the power rankings so that like that app just works better now. And I even put in a new button called Mikey's rankings, and it puts in random teams.
Oh really?
Spots. Yeah, so I mean, like right now, I'm going to click Mikey's rankings. So your official power rankings this week, you've got the Vikings at number 1. The Jaguars are at 2. I got the Saints at 14.
Wait, so like you just is that so that's
You
just
got the Buccaneers at 32.
So that's just an NFL randomizer.
It's basically a randomizer, and I called it Mikey's rankings.
Why? Because you don't know what I'd be doing.
Pretty much. I got the Falcons at 30.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, they right next to the Bengals at 29, which is unfortunate. I clicked it again. You got the Jets at 1 and the Browns at 2.
Oh God, those are like the 2 worst teams you could have.
And then the Bengals at 9. I like that one.
Where are the Saints at now?
26. But they're still higher than the Falcons at 27.
Yay.
So number 3. Number 3, we've still got the Saints. Oh God, you got the Bengals at 32. Fuck that one. Okay, so this one, we finally got. We finally got the Falcons higher than the Saints.
Oh.
The Saints are number 9, and so the Falcons are number 3.
Oh.
And the Eagles are number 1.
Okay.
You got the Bears at 32.
Yay.
Hey, this one you got the Bengals at number 2, and the Saints at 32.
Hey.
And the Falcons at 17. So that's not very good. It's better than your current rankings, but and the Bengals stayed at 2 in this one. You got the Raiders at number 1 for some god awful reason.
What is this?
But you do have the Saints at 9.
Number 9 is so popular tonight.
And the Falcons at 28.
28-3.
There you go. Okay, so anyway, that's a new thing I did with the fan zone. But if you got any ideas for stuff that you'd like to see, like stuff on the website that you think would be cool functionality for the website, like I said, I'm doing lots of stuff. Or just I mean, like any type of like, if you've ever thought like, oh, I wish I had this program on my phone or my computer or something like that.
A question though. So do we have a confirmed date for mock drafts? Because I don't want to come to that episode unprepared.
No, we don't, but I will let you know well ahead of time before we do it.
Okay.
So right now, my guess would be, like I said, the earliest we would do it would be the earliest we would do it, I think, would be the week before the Super Bowl. Because that's the first like week we're gonna have where we're not really there's not really a lot to talk about. Because like obviously this coming week, um, we're going to be talking about like wild card stuff, and we're going to be talking about the fallout of Week 18, and there's going to be Bengals and Saints topics to talk about, and we're going to have to do predictions, and we might even predict all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, there's going to be tons of stuff to talk about, and then obviously the week after there's going to be almost just as much stuff to talk about, and then the week after that is going to be the conference championships, and that's going to be a thing, and then um, the week after that, you know, we will probably talk about the Super Bowl, but we'll have 2 weeks to talk about the Super Bowl, so we could probably throw a mock draft in there.
All right.
So my guess is we'll probably do that the week in between the conference championships and the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So any ideas or suggestions you'd like to see on the site you think would help?
We could maybe do like I don't know, maybe like a mock draft type of thing, maybe for draft time, maybe.
I thought about doing that. The only issue is that because like the thing about the power rankings is I mean if I could find a way to implement AI, we could maybe get like a mock draft thing that's like powered by AI. I might be able to do something like that. But the problem is with doing a mock draft is like the database you'd have to have all of those players and like all of their stats and like what the projections are of where they're going to be taken, and like the amount of that type of stuff that I would have to have on the back end would, I don't know if that'd be something I could come up with in a month,
Yeah.
But if I can find that's not a bad idea. If I can find a way to do it like using AI, maybe I can do that.
Yeah. I was also thinking, I mean, this might be a far fetched, but if you hit like a button and like a random joke about a team comes up, so like if you just hit a button and it's like just like a painful moment, so just so you can laugh at team's pains or whatever. It might be far fetched, but
that's not far fetched at all. That's a weird one, but I like weird. That's fine.
I mean, because like you just hit a team and it just says joke or something, and then it says, like for example, if I was the Falcons, it would say, "Don't forget the team that blew the 28-3 lead," and you just be like, just to cheer you up or whatever. I was thinking that could be something. I don't know. All right. Well, I gotta hop off now. I'll see you next week.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.